Hey Huskies fans, welcome back into another edition of the Weekend Warmup presented by SCSUtickets.com. I'm Sam Getzinger inside of the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center. We had a very busy week in Husky athletics over the past week, so let's take a look at what went down. We start with the wrestling team as they were on the road for a pair of ranked matchups against conference opponents this past weekend. First on the docket was Southwest Minnesota State, and like normal, the Huskies were dominant, cruising to a 36-4 win. In Match 2, it was Minnesota State, and it was a strong effort that continued with a commanding 34-7 dual victory. Coming up on the schedule, it's more NSIC fun with MSU Moorhead coming up on Thursday. The Huskies will look to stay undefeated in conference action. Women's tennis opened up their season last week on a high note in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Match 1 saw the Golden Eagles from Minnesota Crookston, and the Huskies coming away with a 6-1 win, picking up all 3 doubles matches and 5 singles matches. Day 2 was a little closer with Bemidji State. Shayna Kinney completed the comeback, sealing a 4-3 win for St. Cloud, opening up their season 2-0. Up next, the tennis squad is on the road to Duluth for a pair of conference matches with Augustana and Sioux Falls on Saturday and Sunday. Both men's and women's basketball was in action at home against NSIC North competition. Northern State was in town first, and like usual, the women's basketball team handled business with a 67-45 win on Friday. The men had to storm back from down 20 at half against the Wolves, but the comeback would fall short in an 85-80 loss. Then in Game 2 of the weekend, the seniors were honored, and they showed out against MSU Moorhead. The women handled business once again with an 11-point victory, and another heartbreak wrapped up the weekend for the men's squad, falling by 2, 69-67. The women's team take their conference best record to Minot and UMary on Friday and Saturday, with the men to follow with both games on the NSIC network. Also honoring seniors last week was the women's hockey team in a home-and-home series with St. Thomas. Game 1 last Saturday saw the Huskies jump out to a 2-0 lead, but penalties riddled the third, allowing the Tommies to strike for 3 power play goals and a stunning 3-2 win on the road. Game 2 on Sunday was a better performance for the Huskies, giving the Tommies a taste of their own medicine, with St. Cloud walking out of St. Paul with a 3-2 win of their own. It was a quick turnaround on the ice with a Tuesday matinee against number 2 ranked Ohio State. Another lackluster third period allowed the Buckeyes to storm away with a 6-2 win inside of the Brooks Center. Another quick turnaround is on the way with number 1 ranked Minnesota in a home-and-home series on Friday and on Saturday. Staying on the ice, the men's hockey team traveled to Denver to make up a postponed series from a couple of weeks ago. Game 1 was a high-scoring affair, but the Pioneers stormed back from down 3 for an 8-5 win in NCHC play. Game 2 on Saturday witnessed the Huskies get shut out for the first time in a long time, 2-0 in Colorado. And like the women, however, it was another quick turnaround with a Tuesday evening makeup game against Minnesota Duluth. This game had all the excitement with SCSU coming back from 2 goals down to eventually win in a shootout. The men are back in action this weekend with number 3 ranked Western Michigan on Friday and on Saturday inside of the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center. Wrapping up last week, the men's swim and dive spent most of their week in Saginaw, Michigan for the GLIAC Championships. Raph Hendricks stole the show with 2 conference titles in the 100 and 200-yard backstrokes. The Huskies would finish 4th as a team, with Grand Valley State winning the GLIAC Championship. Another action-packed week is on the docket coming up in Husky athletics. First, the women's swim and dive team will have their crack at the NSIC Championships in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Wednesday through Saturday. The baseball team sees opening day on Thursday at the Henderson State Invitational in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. The baseball team will also stay down south through Sunday. Softball also hits the diamond for the Kelly Loss Invitational running through the weekend inside of the Husky Dome. And finally, Nordic Ski is in Marquette, Michigan for the CCSA Conference Championships. That wraps up another edition of the Weekend Warmup presented by SCSUtickets.com. Join us next week for even more on St. Cloud State Athletics.